Hi, y'all. Happy Friday. I was just seeing as yesterday I was hanging out with some politically left people. Um, I want to talk about the socialist calculation debate of the 1920s. This was between the Austrian school and basically traditional socialist thinkers. And the Austrian school's big knockdown argument, this was capitalism's premier argument, was uh, the economy is too many inputs and outputs, too many moving parts, that the only way you can guide it is through the invisible hand. That basically command economies don't work, they fall into authoritarianism because they don't work. And this was the right's premier argument in favor of markets and capitalism. Um, it was beaten like a dead horse by Reagan, Thatcher, et al. In the neoliberal era. How you remember Tina? There is no alternative. Tina, that Tina. Well, that was basically the capitalist realism that I've grown up in. Well, I was growing up, but like the capitalist realism I've been used to since the '80s. However, a lot of arguments say that the model of the invisible hand is not how markets work. It's not like it's a bunch of small-time buyers and sellers. No. Um, Companies like Amazon and Walmart are the size of nation states in scope and size, and they are definitely not directed by the invisible hand. These are command economies that internally figure out thousands upon thousands of inputs and outputs and get stuff on the shelves no matter what. And basically, with computational power and with basically design since the World War II, called in what's termed operational research, basically socialism, or at least command economies that could potentially be democratically run, have been operating for a long time. We just call them corporations. Major multinational corporations are like Soviet economies. Now, whether they're going to be done in the service of profit or in the service of the people is a big deal. And that is why the big premier knockdown argument of the right is, well, sure, in theory, yeah, the invisible hand probably can predict some things, but the thing is, we haven't depended on the invisible hand since 1945. We depend on logistics and operations research, and if we can make it work for capitalism and profit motive, we can also make it work for human flourishing and positivity. Anyway, that's my 2 cents, and that's why I am no longer a reluctant capitalist, but now an enthusiastic socialist. All right. You all have a nice day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.